What's Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. What's up, people? We are back again with the Nick Wilder podcast. I'm so excited about my next guest, my next friend that's going to be joining me today. Thank y'all for watching the last 2 episodes with Jeremy and Jonathan. Those are really good. Keep watching those. Consider subscribing today to the Nick Wilder podcast and on YouTube. And but today we have a special brother in the house. I say that every time, but I mean it this time. We got somebody in the house, man, that it's like, what can you say about some people? Some people just like, man, what can you say? What can I say about this guy, man? He's been more than a friend. He's been a brother. He's been a confidant. He's prayed with me. He's talked to me. I've talked to him. And it's not that common that you find people that you can connect with immediately. And I'm grateful to have met him. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Nashville?
Old Hickory,
okay. All the way from Hermitage, Lakewood, if you really know. What used to call Lakewood back in the day?
I have no clue.
All the way from Hermitage, y'all give it up for the one, the only, the legend, the man, and the myth, Archbishop Padrion Scott.
Whoa, that was
Senior.
That was a lot. The Nick Wilder podcast. I'm in the chair today. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm great.
You good?
Great. I'm at the house.
Man, but I'm glad you joined us today. I'm glad you joined me today.
I'm happy to be here.
So I'm ready to talk, man. Again, like always, we don't really have anything really planned. One thing about Padrion is that he's one of those guys, like when I talk to you, I'm expecting to like, okay, this is going to be 10, 15, 20 minutes. Because I'm going to get some stuff off my chest. You're going to get some stuff off your chest.
Right.
And it's just like, we have that relationship where I feel like it's very, I think you had mentioned this before, but it's just, there's no real, you don't have to feel like you have to be a certain way. You can just show up and just be cool. And if we don't talk for 2-3 weeks, it's nothing. It's like, hey, you got kids, I got kids, and we pick up right where we left off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm grateful for that.
I'm grateful too. So let's just jump right in, man. So let me ask you this. You're from Nashville?
Born and raised in Gallatin.
From
Gallatin.
Gallatin, Tennessee. So what was that like just growing up? So talk to me about just kind of young Padrion. As a matter of fact, let's start here. This is a good question. What's your earliest memory? Take your time, no rush. We got all day.
My earliest memory.
Your earliest memory. We gonna wait on you. Don't rush. And while you thinking, I'll tell you mine.
Yeah.
My earliest memory is super random. I think we went to Disney World. And I don't know what exhibit show we were at, but it was so much going on. It was lights. It was like this stage play or something. It was so much going on, man. And I just remember being surrounded by all these lights, all of these characters, and this big stage and all this music. And I just remember just screaming, crying. And I just remember a hand on top of my face. I think it was my dad or something, maybe trying to, shelter me. But I just remember seeing this hand and just lights flashing behind it. And I was just like, where am I at?
Right.
This don't feel like the Disney World I saw on TV.
Yeah.
That's my earliest memory, being really afraid of something that I couldn't see. Ain't that something? That's deep right there.
Nick, you just triggered me a little bit.
I did. Talk to me.
When you said earliest memory, I had a lot of memories that just flooded my brain, but they were not the greatest memories. So I'm like, ooh, he's starting out like that.
Okay, let's do this. Give me a memory that brings you joy. An early childhood memory that just brings you absolute joy when you think about it. It could be family, it could be friends, could have been a trip. Anything.
You know what? I just remember being at church all the time.
That's a good memory.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every week.
Every week, every day, too?
The youth choir was a great memory for me, great early memory for me. School was fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Wow,
So
you got me on that one.
So church. So it seems like, and I know you too, and people who may know you, church was a very early, that's something that that was entrenched in your memory. Like, okay, that was just something I know we did.
Born and raised.
From the top.
I don't remember a day that I think I missed like one day as a kid. I mean, like, I don't remember missing church. You had to go to church. I wanted to go to church.
Why did you want to go to church?
I love the singing. I love just being there.
Yeah.
It was fun to me.
So did you feel like as a child going to church was something, do you feel like they grounded you a lot? Like, do you feel like being in church kind of gave you a sense of like safety and peace? Or did it feel like just something that you was just doing? Or a little bit of both?
I never thought about it as safety and peace. I just knew I could see my cousins, and I get to see, family. And it was just family for me.
Yeah.
Family and friends.
Move the mic back a little bit for me.
Pull it back?
Yeah, pull it back a little bit. Not towards you. Yep.
Yeah, I get to see my family. It was a family church, so I knew I would get to see everybody there.
So like was the pastor like your uncle or something like that? Or
the pastor's my goddad.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was a family oriented church for sure.
What is it like having like a church where your family is the church? You know what I mean? Like you said your goddad, and I guess kind of relation, not blood, but I mean, being in churches to where a lot of people in the church, a lot of people in position are your relatives. Like, what is that like?
Growing up, I didn't know the difference. I didn't know there was another way.
Mm-hmm.
All I knew was we here together. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
Like I grew up around family, and that's why it's hard for me now, having kids and I've grown up. I'm not in Gallatin anymore. I live in Old Hickory, which is 30 minutes probably away, but it's not the same as when I grew up. And I want that for my children, but I'm like, is it too late? Because we're not in the same church like that as
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the family. So it's very different for me.
So as far as like your household, did you feel that growing up you felt protected? Did you feel like everything was safe, everything was secure? How much of just your childhood and as well as being in church all the time, did those two things ever really clash together? Or did it just always just feel like a big house?
It felt like a big house, because I saw some of the same people all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over again.
No, you're good.
It was just a family.
Yeah.
My life was family. That's what I do.
Only child, siblings?
I'm the only child.
Only child.
I'm the only child with my mom. My dad has 5 other children, so it's 6 of us on my dad's side. I'm the oldest of the children, but 4 of us are the same age, same month, same year. Yeah, so that was always a big deal for me, having 3 other siblings the same age as me, being the oldest of them all.
Did y'all hang out a lot? Like, was it something that y'all got to kind of see each other a lot? I know sometimes having siblings grow up in another house.
My mom made sure that I knew who they were. She would take me to meet them. She would take me to meet my dad's family, So I appreciate her for really allowing me to get to know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you see yourself wanting a big family? I know you talked about how, family's a big thing and being in church. Did you see yourself having a big family or a bigger family as you was younger? Did you may have not really know? Or?
I don't remember saying that I wanted 3 kids. I wanted 16 kids. I knew I didn't want 16 kids. Well, I didn't know. I don't remember saying that I wanted a certain amount of kids. I knew I wanted to be married.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to be married. I knew I wanted a family. But as far as the number of kids, a big family, nah, not really. So yeah, not that I know of.
Yeah. So when you were younger, did you have like, I know you do your photography business, and we'll get into that in a minute, but you know, most people who know you, they know that about you as well. You do photography, and you've been doing that for a while. Was that something that you've always done as a child? Is that something that you've always thought about doing one day? Did it just kind of fall in your lap? How did that even start for you?
I always loved pictures. I would see pictures in albums from back in the day, recent pictures. I just had a thing for pictures. I had a thing for cameras. Anytime I saw a camera, I'm looking at it, I'm playing with it. You know, back in the day, you used to have to do your hand like that, wind it up, I guess, to go to the next photo, I guess, in the film. But one moment, and I should have said this earlier. Now memories are coming in. When you said earliest memory, one early memory I remember when I was a kid was I was at a church in Nashville with my parents, with my mom, excuse me, and there was a bulletin board in the church, like in the hallway. You know, they used to have the announcements on it, and it was a black and white picture of the pastor. And I said, "Mama, how is the photo on here the same man in there? The man that was in, like, the pastor of the church. It was a black and white photo." So in my little small kitty brain, childlike brain, a black and white picture meant 1800s, you know, or back in the
Civil
day.
rights or something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So not knowing that it was just a copy photo, like a black and white, you know, copied photo. So my brain was already moving. It was already thinking, like, how does this happen? Or how's this working? But after I got grown, I found a photo in my mom's album of me with a camera. I've never seen it before. And that let me know then, like, okay, this has been my whole life pretty much. I tried to go to college, you know, and my guidance counselor told me that I wasn't smart enough to go to a university.
What grade was this?
I was like in the 11th or 12th grade.
She said you weren't smart enough? Like, she said it just like that, or she said it like kind of a way around? She said it just straight like that?
You're not smart enough to go to a university.
Wow.
You can probably go to a technical school, a tech school or something, but not like a university at all. So I was very discouraged. I was very sad about that.
So what does that do to a 15, 16, 17-year-old child to hear that from an adult?
Of course, I was very discouraged. I haven't been one to really give up, you know, so I was like, okay, if I can't go to a university, I'm going to go to a Bible college. I know I can go to a Bible college.
I know I can preach.
I've been in church all my life.
I know how to do that.
I know that I'll be accepted
There you go. Okay.
in a Bible college. It's Jesus school. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so I tried that. The biggest thing was all my friends were getting ready to go to college. They all knew what school they were going to. And I felt like I was the only one that did not know what was next, you know. So I did go to, I won't name the school. I did go to a school in another state to visit the school, visited the dorm rooms. I mean, it was a real deal. I'm thinking for real, I'm about to be here. They had church on campus. When I got there that night, the first night I got there, they was having church. I was like, this is my type of school.
Thumping.
This is my type of school. But on the list, on the application, Nick, they had a list of sins. Yeah, they had a list of sins, and they said the list of sins. Well, the questions were, they said, which sins have you committed?
Are you serious?
Which sins have you committed? And they had a list, and you had to say from when to when.
These folks had
From 1998 to...
I've never seen a sin resume.
Yeah. From 1998 to 2001. You know what I'm saying? Like, just crazy stuff like that. And I'm thinking...
Well, the third grade.
I may have bent the dates a little bit, but I was like, I gotta be honest. I gotta tell the truth. This is a church school. This is a gospel school, and I put the dates in the things. You have to check it off.
I've never heard this story before. That's crazy.
That's the truth.
And so you checked them off, and so did you get accepted?
So I feel like I called them every day. They would not answer the phone. They wouldn't answer my emails. And one day I went to speak to one of the elders at the church. He was counseling me about some things, and I said, "They haven't called me yet. They haven't called. It's almost time to go to school. The semester's about to start." He was like, "Be encouraged. They're gonna call you. Don't you worry." They called me that same day. I left his office, went to my car. They called me right then. They said, "Mr. Scott, we are so sorry to inform you that you will not be accepted into our school, but keep praying, and keep striving for holiness, et cetera, et cetera." And I went right back in that man's office. I was like, "They didn't accept me. They didn't accept me. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?" So that was one of the worst memories of my life at the time.
I think you dodged a bullet with that one, Paige. I think you dodged a bullet.
And I've said since then, Nick, that I feel like God, I was the only one with that application. Really, because I'm like, how did my other kids get in there? They done lied to get in the Bible school. But he said, okay, look. He said, go to Watkins College today. He said, don't you like photography? I was like, I guess, I don't know. Like, photography was not on my brain. Mm-hmm. I never thought, I didn't have friends or family that did photography, so I would have never thought.
To even do that.
I didn't think that was a career.
Yeah.
I never saw that coming. He said, go to Watkins College today, get an application, and let me know when you get done. He said, that's your only assignment. With tears in my eyes, I left his office. I did not want to go to that school. I've been denied twice. Well, really once for the Bible college. I never even tried a university because I was already told that I couldn't. But I went. I got a brochure, and that was maybe around September, October of 2007. And January 2008, I'm giving you the fast version, but January 2008, I was enrolled at Nosy College of Art.
Wow, at Nosy.
Nosy College of Art, my first semester. Yep.
So you tried Watkins and Nosy?
I never even signed up for Watkins. I didn't want to go.
Oh, but you looked for another program that was similar, I guess.
I found someone that worked at Walgreens in the photo department, and she was telling me about this school, this photography school, and it piqued my interest a little bit. I'm like, what are you talking about? And from there, I did my research, and I told my mom about it, and we went, and I was able to get in. Yep.
It's funny how you can live life and then you look back on like little moments like that shifted your whole trajectory, you know?
I have no clue.
I think about that all the time, just stuff that happens and somebody maybe have said something or I've met somebody and that just turned me from this way to that way.
Nick, my first semester in that school, I did my first photo shoot of CeCe Winans.
Oh, you came out the gate.
My first semester.
So that was more than confirmation for you.
That was,
CeCe, she the queen.
Like, I got a call saying that CeCe needed a photo for TBN. I'm thinking, okay. And we went to church together, so it really went like a...
Oh, so you knew her.
I knew who she was. But to this day, she still says that's one of her favorite pictures.
And I'm sure that meant a lot to you, too.
It definitely confirmed my purpose, for sure.
Especially being told that there was something that you couldn't do. And then here you are not long after that taking a picture of one of the greatest selling gospel artists, Christian artists of all time.
And from that photo shoot, they used some photos from that photo shoot for her album cover at the time as well.
Which album was it?
It was actually an Icon record where they put a lot of different songs.
Oh, okay. Like a greatest hits kind of thing?
Greatest hits.
Okay.
And I remember going to Walmart, bro, seeing that album on that shelf.
And your picture right there.
So that's just one of the moments that God has blessed me with. I'm still blown away. People say all the time, he's CeCe photographer, da-da-da-da-da. I don't really... It used to be hard for me to accept that because, in church, you're told to be humble and, but it's really a testimony for me. it was literally God. I didn't know what I was going to do, and God literally orchestrated my life day by day. Yeah.
It's like a trophy, you know? I want to go back to, before we get back to the photography, just that that teacher telling you that you're not smart enough to go to university. Do you still think about that? Does that still bother you?
I talk about it all the time.
Does it still bother you? Like when you're trying to get something or you fail at something, and is it like that, or is it just kind of like one of those, it comes back and it kind of, you just think about it?
I tell it more in a story like this to kind of say, hey, she said no, and then someone else said no, but I made it to this place. But not a place where like I feel less than.
It doesn't stop you these days.
Never did.
Has anyone else ever told you something similar to that before? Before that or after?
Sure. I mean, I feel like I had a lot of rejection, growing up. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of I had a lot of friends, but I didn't play a lot of sports, so I didn't know how to play basketball. I was never taught how to play basketball. I feel like some kids come out the womb dribbling and throwing balls, or I played baseball a little bit, so a lot of times I felt less than, or I felt inadequate because I didn't do things like the other boys. So around them, I was more funny, or I was the comedian. So they laughed at me and with me a lot of times. But I definitely felt like I wasn't boy enough or cool enough to hang with the boys. And I know that's kind of, but nowadays, there are so many guys that I talk to like this, whether I'm encouraging them, praying for them, being a big brother to them. Like God literally showed me, like, you were that the whole time. You just creative. You just had a different path.
Yeah.
And now my son is playing basketball. So I'm like, wow, it skipped over me. But my son is definitely growing a lot in basketball. So I'm very excited about him and his love for sports already.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
That's real crazy. Take a quick break, real quick. I'm gonna check something. Doing good, Padrion.
Yeah. I seem nervous. So I think I'm nervous or something. I am cold. I'm shaking. I'm shaking over here. Freezing. I feel like I'm shaking on the camera like, yeah. Look.
I took you have a Padrion.
Like my hands are freezing. Like I'm cold.
Okay. All right. Put your headphones back on.
I'm trying not to go. I'm trying not to go down you.
Oh no, man, you good.
Like. You said that trigger. That like. Well, I said trigger, but earliest memories. I'm like. But I don't think I'm on. I've been on radio shows twice.
Yeah.
It wasn't. You can see my face, but you heard me.
Yeah.
So people have really. Someone just called the other day. He was like, "I would never forget that story you told on the radio." I'm like, when he said it back to me, I was cringing. But to hear him say that's like, he really looks up to me for that, or I'm like, thanks, to God be the glory. But yeah, I don't.
No, that's good. So,
wait, we still live?
well, we live now. So you say you kind of felt like that, and I've dealt with that too. Similar to you, I fell into the role of being like the funny guy. Like I knew how to play basketball, but I was like average. I was just enough to kind of blend in.
Yeah.
Or I didn't have like the latest shoes and stuff like that, but I did just enough to kind of fit in. I wonder, why do you think that is, like with kids? Like, it seems like they put each other under so much pressure at such a young age. having to look this way. Oh, you don't play basketball? You can't do this, that. You had mentioned that they laughed at you and with you. What is it that you think that makes kids do that to other kids? Like, what is that? If you were to describe it.
Growing up, you just had to be better than somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't be the poor one. You couldn't be the one that had the bad clothes. Everybody had to look a certain way. No matter if they were dealing inwardly, it was always about the outer appearance.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And for me, growing up was really rough, was tough, but I had to look the part. So a lot of times I was on stage, whether I was acting, whether I was singing, you know, I remember I used to mime as well. So I remember miming in front of the whole student body that I was scared to walk around without the white paint on. But I would go out in the middle of the floor, the gym floor, and mime like crazy because in my brain, they couldn't see me. They couldn't see who I was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about image. It's all about, like I said, being better, looking the part, even though you may not have no food at home, even though, you know, people steal, you know, to look a certain way in front of others. If I answered that right.
No, you did. It's funny you said mom, and I just saw a little version of you just, someone ask a question.
All the time.
Why do we sin? I did that one time. I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I had a friend she used to love it too. But no, that's crazy. I feel the same way. It seems like kids are just expressions of everything else that's not at school. So whether that's at home, like I said, at the church, because we had kids that was straight gangbanging.
Yep.
13, 14. We had kids that was churchy. We had kids that was super athletic. And looking back on all that stuff, you know, you had kids that were bullies. You had kids that were pranksters that was funny. You had the quiet kids. And it's like, you know, you had the talented kids who could sing. And, you know, I look back on all of that and I realize that all of those were just impressions of what they were getting at home or whatever place they were outside of school. And I think back on those days now, and we talk about how we have kids now. I want to make sure that the impression that I'm putting on them is a healthy one.
Sure.
You know, and it can be tough because sometimes you have kids and things get stressful and you want to try to keep yourself under control and keep composure because you don't want any of those habits to get onto them.
Yep.
But I didn't know that you used to act too. So you did some acting back in the day?
Acted up. I mean, I did a little bit. I never wanted a script.
Okay.
You know,
You just wanted to go.
I wanted to do me.
Yeah.
On somebody else's on stage. It never worked out. So
Yeah.
it didn't last long. I
Yeah.
promise. I do want to say something about what the guidance counselor said. I'm kind of stuck right there for a second. I did fail the 8th grade. I failed the 8th grade, and they put me back. They said I was too old to go back to the 8th grade. So they put me in 9th grade. And that day when I went to the school that day, I thought they were doing me a favor. I'm like, thank you, Lord. I had a shirt on that day that said, praise the Lord. So I just knew God had done it for me, and they just skipped me to the 9th grade just because, not knowing that they were giving me an IEP. You know what I'm saying? Or they put me in special education because I failed the 8th grade. So, but I didn't know it. I didn't know because everybody in my class looked like me. Everybody in my class was from the same, I won't say hood, but it's from the same area that I was from. So I knew people in this class, and that was my first time in high school. So I didn't never know that it was like that this portable or that this room was not a part of the regular school or the regular class. In my brain back then, I thought special education meant special needs. I put them together. So I'm thinking special education was like people in wheelchairs or people with autism, things like that. I never knew that I was actually in that class until one day I was in chorus. And the teacher let the students take a roll, and they were calling everybody's name, and they finally got to my name. They said, special education in front of the whole class. Everyone was like, what? She said, Padrion Scott, special education. And when she said my name so loud, people ran to the paper like
To see
my name.
Oh, wow.
It was under everybody else's name. Like, it had its own little line. It had a star beside it. It said special education. Padrion Scott. And I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, right. Da-da-da-da-da. So that was a really, really hard time.
I bet that was.
It was very embarrassing. So academically, I wasn't the greatest student. So maybe the guidance counselor was telling the truth. Wasn't the smartest kid, as far as GPA, as far as, things like that to go to a university. So maybe she wasn't wrong. She wasn't being mean. She was just like, according to your transcript here, or according to your grades, probably not.
But she said you're not smart enough.
She did say that.
Now, see, saying that you're not smart enough and then saying, well, maybe this would be a better option for you to do this is two different things. You know what I'm saying?
But if I was to see her today, I would tell her thank you, because it didn't change anything. Like, what she said did not change God's purpose or plan for my life.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So
now you're preaching.
Let me say that. I'm not
now.
defeated tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not defeated. And I just appreciate the Lord for showing me, and I encourage anyone to ask God what your purpose is. Lord, what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? And if you really look back over your life through the years, you may just find it if you just remember all the things that you did or what you liked the most or things that you kind of dabbled into a little bit, and it'll come out. It'll show.
I'm thinking about what you just said about seeing your name and the kids running. There's nothing like being embarrassed as a child. That's one of the worst embarrassments because you always, that's a lot for a child to endure because they don't really know how to process that. I'm speaking from experience. I've had my moments of being embarrassed as well, Quick story, I was singing at a church, in my church home, back home. And I never forget this. It was a song. You remember Donald McClurkin? He had that song called Listen, Gather Round.
Yeah.
I got something that you... Remember that?
I love that song.
So it was me and my cousins. And we were called the Cousins for Christ.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you said, all right.
Cousins for Christ.
Come on, cousins.
Yeah.
Cousins for Christ.
It was a group.
CC. It's a real CC. Cousins for Christ. CFC.
On.
So we only had 2 songs because I quit second performance. But because of what happened. So first of all, I didn't want to sing it, right?
So you already defeated.
I said, I don't want to sing it. And my mom was like, no, you can sing it. No, you can do it.
Mothers. Thank God for mothers.
Oh, yes. They're going to push you. She said, no, you can do it. You need to try. I hear you sing around the house all the time. You can do it. Stop being, you can do it. Be strong. Okay. I said, all right, Mama, I'll do it. So I'm out there with all my cousins. We practicing. I think I'm 11, 10, something like that. I'm a boy. So I did not, when I say I did not want to sing this song, and I was holding back because I didn't want to sound good. And they still saying, oh, Nick, you sound good. Dude, one more time. I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot get out of this. So we was practicing, and then I finally kind of got a little comfortable. Okay.
He was like, yeah.
I said, okay, I can do it. Right. And so I think the weekend before we had to actually sing it, I started, we went over the song again. I'm singing the chorus, listen, gather, da da da, oh, on the da 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 da, whatever. Yes, we can. So I'm getting to that part. And then at the end of the song, Donald McClurkin, he does something like, oh, 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 no matter what, whatever, right? So I'm getting to that part. It's the guy that was on the organ, another guy on the drums. They went to the church. And then I think I missed a note. My voice cracked. I said, oh, 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 oh. Bruh, everybody in there fell out. I think my cousin was laughing. In my mind, I didn't want to do it. The dude on the drums was laughing. The guy on the organ started laughing. And I was like, I just saw it all.
Jesus. Everywhere.
Nigga, what you say? What you do it again? Do it again.
Yeah.
Now they want me to do that broke part again.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, I'm not doing this, mama. I'm not doing it.
I'm done.
I'm done. Now, God bless my auntie, Janae, and my mama. My aunt went off on everybody. You're not going to sing it no way. You need to be quiet because da-da-da-da-da. And you da-da-da-da-da. He's doing a good job. And you da-da.
We love her.
We love her, right? And I'm just looking. Because now I'm just embarrassed. Now I'm just like, why are they laughing at me? Like I thought, that's never happened to me before. I've never been embarrassed before. All that happened, man, and I was just like, I said, I'm not doing this. I told my mom, I said, nope, I'm not doing it. No. And she said, Nicholas, I promise you, if you just do this one time, you would not have to sing it again. I said, Mama, so you saying, if I sing this today, I don't have to sing it no more? She's like, yeah, I promise. I said, okay. So I shook it off. And I came back and we sung it. Of course, it was a hit, whatever, right? But I always think about that moment because I think about I'm so glad that my aunt and my mom was there to show me that there is a way to combat that, right? There is a way to deal with embarrassment. And it happens. Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get embarrassed, and I've had more embarrassing moments since. Yeah. But I think about that one because, as a child, you're so vulnerable. And the reason why I brought that up is because I think about you. I don't know if you had somebody to back you up, if you was just there by yourself. I had somebody there with me automatically to kind of put that fire out so that it didn't impede on not only my performance the next day, but just me as a person.
My mom.
Mama, shout out to the mama. And this happened at school, you said, right?
So she wasn't there that day.
Okay.
So no, it was nobody but God that day. But I'm saying just in my whole life.
Yeah.
She's always pushed me, whatever I wanted to do. She would take me there. She would make sure it happened. She did that. My brain is going crazy right now. Because now I'm thinking about all the moments, all the embarrassing moments, and all the moments of being laughed at, being talked about. And I remember, and I may be speeding up a little bit, but I remember about 2 or 3 years ago, my photography work ended up in People magazine. And that was a moment for me because I remembered being talked about negatively my whole life. And I said, now let's give them something to talk about. I'm in the People magazine all over the world. And it was for a good reason. Mm-hmm. So that was like yeah. You know what I'm saying? And not that I wanted to fight back, but it was very rewarding for me. Like, I'm not all bad. I have made some good decisions. I've done some good things, some cool things that you may not never hear. Because a lot of times the good stuff you don't hear. It's really the bad, negative things that people run and tell. But you didn't probably see a lot of the People magazine stuff or a lot of the good things that I did. But I'm grateful to God for, I guess, helping me through that or just showing me that there is good in me.
And it's so good to be able to prove something to yourself.
To me.
Me proving to me that I'm not what those people laughed at. I'm not what those people said that I was. I'm not, what I've believed myself to be because of what they said. I am this person. I'm good enough to do whatever it is that God has intended for me to do, to chase my desires and dreams, and I don't have to look forward to failure. Ooh. Even though some people are looking forward to your failure. And that's the hardest part about being vulnerable and putting stuff out there and trying to do something different because just how the way things work, there's going to always be some sort of pessimist view. Yeah. There's going to always be a naysayer. Even if it's those old voices, even if it's whatever. But that's good, man.
Everything that I've done in my life, whether it was ministry, preaching, singing, photography, I've always had pushback from people. I'll never forget when I preached my first sermon, someone said, God don't just call anybody. This was said to my face.
Right after or right before?
Before.
Oh, man.
God don't just call anybody. And I said, well, when God called me, he didn't call you on three-way and ask you if it was okay.
He didn't press flash. Remember flash?
Yeah.
I don't know. He didn't press flash and call you.
Hey, is it okay if I call Padrion to the ministry? You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
it's Padrion call.
Like, so people felt very bold. Thank you, Lord. I got to be very bold now because the devil have used people to be very bold in my life, to speak negative, to keep me from getting to my purpose. So now, with that being said, with everything that I want to do, that I feel called to do, I got to be bold when I do it.
It's funny you said that. I've been thinking
step out.
I've been thinking about that concept all this year. Well, for a while.
Yeah.
But being bold. I was dealing with this one person. I used to work with him. Long story short, he couldn't tell him nothing. He couldn't tell him nothing at all. But I was the only person at the job that people knew that if he can listen to somebody a little bit, it could probably be me. And so one time I was talking to him, I was like, hey man, listen, such and such says you're not showing up on time, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. They saying they're gonna have to let you go.
Put your voice on.
You know what I'm saying? I had to go supervise on him. Like, listen, bro, you know you're my boy, man, but you know, they told me to tell you, let you know, hey, you know, da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, he hit me with the, man, look, first of all, we work in the same job, we in the same position. How you gonna tell me what I need to be doing and you in my same position? And first of all, you need to check yourself because at the end of the day, I'm a grown man just like you. I'll put myself, okay, here we go. He said when he went into that whole thing, right? And then he started going into the whole, we ain't here working this job, but such and such said millionaires, they don't settle for anything. They do what they want to do. And I said, well, listen. I said, well,
Okay.
the reason why we're both here, I'm getting to a point. I said, the reason why we're both here is because we're not millionaires. I said, we're not millionaires, bro.
Right.
But I never forget what he said after that. He said, it's talking about being bold. He said, well, if you want to put that limitation on yourself,
Ooh.
then you do that. So if you're not a millionaire, that's on you. But I'm a millionaire. And if you want to believe that, you believe that. And he just
Okay.
walked off. And I thought about that. And I said, you know what? Even though this man was making, you know, they say a broken clock is wrong twice a day. You know, one thing I realized about people like that, they're bold and they have the audacity to do that kind of stuff.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I never forgot him saying that. And I always think about some people who know better, who have the skills, who have the wherewithal. We talked about that word the other day. Who has the everything, they have the people, they have the connections, they have everything in it to do it, but they don't have the courage, the boldness, the audacity to
That's all
step
we
out and
missing,
do it.
bro.
And there's people out here
Killing
it that has half the professionalism
With fear.
with killing it. They have the audacity to step out.
They did it.
And not all of them, but some are rude. Some step on each other to get to the top. And I think about that conversation all the time. And I was like, you know what, man? To your point, we have to be the leaders. If we believe that God has called us to do something, whatever it is, we got to have that same audacity that these people have, that the enemy has, really, to try to step on you and say, just like that lady had the audacity to tell a child to their face, you're not smart enough to go to university.
I'll show you.
You know what I mean? Like it takes a lot to, and I think one thing that I think you mentioned this too. Sometimes in some situations, you mentioned how growing up in church, there's this humble first mentality, which is absolutely true. But with that doesn't mean that you have to cower, or you have to basically avoid confrontation with boldness and audacity to get the point through. Because if you think about Christ, he was all of that. Christ was, extremely bold.
Exactly.
He had the audacity because he knew who he was.
As a child.
As a child. And I think as we grow up and we get older, little moments in our lives, they snatch at that through embarrassment. Like, you know, okay, I'm not going to say nothing then. Discouragement, fear. I'm not going to sing no more.
I don't want to do too much. I don't want people thinking I'm doing too much.
And you know what's crazy?
We'll sit on that gift.
We sit on it. I can sing.
Yes, you can.
I can sing. But you know,
I love that.
But you know what?
Did you just said that out loud?
But here's the thing. I don't really say that out loud.
That was good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But the reason,
That was freedom.
and I was telling my wife this, I sing from time to time, church, things like that. But one thing I didn't know that I was holding on to, Donald Kirk.
That moment.
I
was just thinking about that a few minutes ago.
didn't want to be embarrassed.
I said, that's what it is.
That's what it was. I was like, I don't want to be embarrassed no more.
Wow. How many years ago was that?
Man, I'm 32.
20-something
That
years.
was 20 years ago, bro.
The devil has held us hostage with that
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah. No more.
Yes, come on.
La 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 la.
Just start singing every day. Make commercials singing.
Right.
Get on live, bro, every day.
Right.
Sing a song.
Right. But that's so
We dropping it. We're done.
it's
Wow.
man. Let me get this guy's name because I want to shout him out. He was on Instagram. I'm gonna look him up right now and I'm gonna tag him when I see it. You was about to say something too. You pointed at me. What was you about to say?
I don't even know. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on your freedom right now.
Man, let me look this guy up. Shoot, what was his name? Hold on, stay with me. He was talking about settling and how we can live our lives. Here we go. His name is, shout out to Joshua Winfrey. Joshua Winfrey 1. He put a video up and he talked about, at Joshua Winfrey 1 on Instagram, he talked about how we've settled and we've put ourselves in a situation to where we settle for so much. And this year we need to make sure that we don't allow anything that the enemy has told us to become the place that we settle when God is calling us to do greater, to be better. And when you think about it, and this is my next question I'm about to ask you, when you think about it, a lot of the issues, some, not all, that we may run into is because we just settle. We just say, you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna take the extra step for whatever reason. And sometimes settling is a little bit more, it can feel just convenient because you're used to it. You're not afraid of it.
Safe.
It's safe. It's predictable. Mm-hmm. And the thing about stepping out is when you step out, you know that there's a possibility that you might miss the step, but also you could make the step. And I think just that fear of like, well, what if I miss? And not only what if I miss in front of people? And then what if they laugh at me? You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, whatever you're about to say that, and then follow up with, what do you feel like you've settled with or on?
Bro, I'm stuck. Like, when things happen, when we want to do something in our lives, or whether it's God telling us to do it or whether we want to do it, that voice, you literally see that vision of the people laughing. Like, if you took a picture or a video of all that, and I remember when I was a kid as well, when I started singing, I actually told my mom, I want to sing this song. The song was called Calling My Name by Hezekiah Walker. Timothy Figueroa was singing that song. And when I got up to sing the song, I saw everybody staring at me. And I just busted. I was trying to sing the song. I just busted out crying. Mm-hmm. And everybody was staring at, and I ran out the church. I literally ran out not the building, but I ran into a side room, and I got up under a cover or something and stayed there the whole service. And I remember my mom, she came in there and she was like, boy, get up. Get this cover off of you. Get out of here. Let's go. But I don't know what it was about people's faces, and like, fear doesn't have an age limit. It starts early. And I've always said the devil did not want me to make it to where I'm at now. He put every stumbling block. He put every issue he could. He told me things. He told me lies. And for many years, I believed him. So I've done a lot of work to get where I'm at. I'm not where I want to be, but I've done a lot of work to get here. You said, what'd you say about settling?
Where do you feel let me say it this way: is there an area where you feel that you've settled the most that comes to your mind?
I do believe I'm supposed to be doing photography full time, but because of things not working the way I want them to, because of things not, with me not really pushing harder or getting the information that I need or connecting with the people that I need to connect with or learning ways of stability as far as my business is concerned, not getting the proper people in my life as far as helping me with the back office stuff. I've went back and forth to jobs just to make sure I provided for my family. Not saying it's wrong. Keep a job. But I know that I could have been further along if I would have really, really put my time in. I've been doing this a long time, but as far as the business, back office, like real deal, not really. And I just went to a conference recently, a few weeks ago, a photography conference, Professional Photographers of America. Shout out to y'all. It was the first time I've ever invested into myself as a photographer. All my life, I've been to church conferences, I've been to revivals, I've been to all type of things for my spirit man, but for my business, for my gift, for the talent that God gave me, I've never really been to a conference. It was 10,000 photographers at this conference. So it was classes, it was seminars, it was so many different things going on that poured into the businessman, poured into my gift, and it changed my life. It's in one of the classes my favorite class that I went to, it was Change Your Circle, Change Your Life. Be around people that is going to encourage you in the area that you're in, and that was one of the greatest things I could have ever heard. So they said, if you get invited to a podcast, go to the podcast, get on it, do it scared, do it nervous, like do it. Get your name out there, get your business out there, let people know who you are. Get in front of the people, let them know what you do, because like you're a photographer as well, you're a videographer. Me and you, we do some of the same things, but then you do videography more, or you have different clients, so we're not even in each other's way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm very proud of you. I'm all over the place, but I'm very proud of you for what you're doing. You stepped out, you did it, and we're sitting here. You're on your eighth, ninth,
one of them.
You know what I'm saying? Episode. So you know what I'm saying? So you're inspiring me. I was nervous to sit here in this chair. I'm like, what am I going to say?
You look good now. You're doing good. You're killing it now.
I'm super nervous. I be stuttering sometimes, but I showed up. And that's the thing about my life. Like, I have to show up this year in every area. My wife is now working with me in my photography. She does all the bookings. She does all the back office stuff. All I have to do is show up at the shoot. So I'm already headed in the right direction. So the more we do this, the more we come together and learn the business more. And I may be doing this full time by the middle of the year.
I believe it.
Or the goal, thank you. The goal is by the end of this year, be fully in there, to where the beginning of next year, it's on and popping. For sure. That's my goal. So this year, I want to invest in me, Like I said, I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of things I want to do. And there's a song, I think it's The Voice of Truth. I want to literally, I think the song says, out of all the voices calling out to me, I choose to believe the voice of truth. So a lot of things yell out at us, the past. And the thing is, we're supposed to even forget about the past. Like, let it go. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting fresh. So I'm starting fresh, I'm starting new, and I'm going to do everything I want to do. I have to show this to my children.
There you go. That's what it is.
I have a whole crew behind me that's looking at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show them this video. I'm going to show them everything that I do, I'm going to show them and let them, Daddy did this. Daddy did that. And if I can do it, you can do it. That's why I tell the story about the lady, the guidance counselor. what she said and what, the Bible college said. Even back then, I remember the Lord saying to me, who said you had to go to Bible college? Read your word.
Yeah.
You ain't got to pay for that.
Yeah.
You got a Bible right here. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to be validated. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to look cool. You know what I'm saying? In front of my friends. And when I graduated high school, they was like, when I was walking across the stage, they said, he's going to Bible college. He's going to go into pastoralship, something. I mean, and people were screaming. And I felt validated, not knowing that I wasn't even going. That was not God's plan for my life. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it is I still ended up being who God called me to be. You know what I'm saying? But I was just trying to go my own route. Just follow God. He will literally show you. Acknowledge the Lord in all your ways. He'll direct your path. He did. And I'm still blown away. Like, I can't tell this without saying God did it. God did it. There's no other way to say it. I did not know what I was going to do. I didn't. I even passed out of the special education classes, but I didn't want to go. By that time, 10th grade, I didn't want to go to the regular classes because I felt like I couldn't do it. So now the special education classes were a crutch, and I was okay with the crutch. This is safe for me. Instead of me walking out on water and really trusting the God in me, trusting the education that I'd already received.
And jumping head first into that geometry. Jump right in.
Never.
Well, I remember I took geometry, man. You talking about a challenge. But here's the thing. When we were 12, 13, the world was completely different. And when I say the world, I know that for the most part, mankind is the same. But in regards to just technology and just kind of, trajectories of life and professions and all that kind of stuff and what's available, what's not available, it's a different world. And now that we both have kids, I can't help but to always think about, okay, when they are 15, when they're 16, I want them to be equipped to be able to handle the world on their own at that point. I want them to be able to feel confident, bold, and to not let little things just scatter them into whatever direction. And because kids, they need guidance. We needed guidance. And looking back, I'm sure we can both say that we could use a little bit more guidance. But
and not having fear now, like literally being really being delivered, especially raising kids, because we don't want to project our fear onto them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when PJ started basketball, I was like, let him do what he wants to do. Let him choose himself. Let him figure it out if he wants to do it or not. Don't be pushing it on him. He ain't got to do all that. But sometimes we need a little push in certain areas. It's almost like a training wheels on a bike.
Gotta get him started.
Get him started. And if he likes it, he'll do it. If he don't, he won't do it. But don't just not let him do it. Or, put the fear like in them to where they're scared to do it. They're scared to try things. Try everything. That's good. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't like it, that'll be your choice.
It's funny you talked about, of course, we all know P. Scott. He's P. Scott Photography. Been doing it ever since I've known you. And you talk a lot about how this year will be the year that everything changes for you. And I believe it. I'm believing with you.
Appreciate it.
What has been the most, let me not say that, let me put it this way. Having a business, even if it's a side business, can be so emotional.
Wow, okay.
Because all you're doing really is trying to validate your service. And sometimes it's hard to separate the service that you provide from the individual that you are. And see, sometimes I've dealt with situations where it's like, if I present myself, I present my offer, I present whatever to this person, to this individual, to this company, and then they say no, they're not doing anything different that I do when Xfinity sends me a free internet package for a phone in the mail. I just say, no, there's nothing personal. I don't have nothing against the CEO of Xfinity or the mailman. No, I'm good. And I'm starting to realize and see that if someone says no to your business, they're not saying no to you, which means that I have to do a better job of not taking a professional no personal. You know what I'm saying? And especially because when you're so much of what you do is in it anyway. You love photography, you know, and if you run a special or something, or you do something and somebody stands you up or they don't do it, sometimes I don't want to speak for you. Do you ever take that personal? Have you been in a situation where it's just like, you know, is it hard for you to separate that?
All year long, I have clients saying to me, do you have any specials? Are you running any specials? I'm like, not right now, but I'll let you know. So a lot of times they ask around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Really, it's all year, but especially around the holidays. And every year I tell myself, I'm not doing another special. I'm not doing a special this year. I'm not doing it. But I end up doing it because I love to do it. And this past Christmas, I bought a really cool backdrop that I thought was nice. And I put a flyer out. All right, I'm doing a special. It's this smaller price. Come on out. Let's do it. Where all y'all at? From all year, been saying you wanted photo shoots.
Don't make me tag y'all.
You know what I'm saying? So nobody showed up. Nobody got the deal. Excuse me. So I'm like, who's this for? Or where are the people that been begging? And I was lowering my price just so they could come. So I said never again. I say it every year, but I think I'm serious this time. If you want to use my services, you pay what my charge is. That's it. And that was very hard. My wife was like, don't change your price. Don't lower it. Don't. And I'm like, well, but it's brother so-and-so. It's sister so-and-so. And I've been saying lately, people buy what they want to buy. If they want red bottom shoes, they're going to do what it takes to get those shoes.
And it's funny you said, but it's sister so-and-so and brother so-and-so. A lot of times.
I'm a giver.
And I think people can probably.
And they know it.
Mix your personality with your business. And it's like, okay, Padrion says he's a nice guy. We hear him cool. We have a connection. Then surely he would attach that same sentiment in his business practices.
And I have.
And sometimes people can get offended. It's like, you gonna charge me that? Like, yeah. Not just you, but brother and sister. But I understand that. I understand that too. You about to say something. What you about to say?
Having my wife as the one that's doing the bookings now have really saved me from a lot of that. They don't know her like that. They say she at the bottom, Mrs. Scott or Latasha Scott. Well, not Mrs. Scott, but Latasha Scott at the bottom. Booking assistant, whatever she says. So it's not one-on-one with me anymore. She deals with all that. Thank you, Sister Tasha.
Shout out to Latasha Scott.
Shout out to Latasha Scott. She's handling it. She's doing her thing.
Talk about that. What is that like, having your wife, working with your wife?
You know, I was very nervous for many years to allow her to do that. She's been wanting to do it for many years. But in my brain, I'm thinking, I don't know. Because what if we have a bad day in the marriage? Are you going to be able to handle booking my shoes. She was like, yeah, can you handle it? I was like, oh, shoot.
She said, look, Padrion, I'm not the problem.
You sound just like her. But no, it was probably me like, what if I'm mad at her?
Yeah.
I ain't want to talk to her that day.
I want this to be mine. This is mine.
And not just that, no shade to her, but not just that, it was photography is my baby. Like, that's my thing. Like, I've held this thing for a long time. This is Pete. I'm Pete Scott, Padrion Scott Photography. So it was hard for me to let someone else do that. I've had different assistants through the years, and everybody else failed me, or they quit, or And the thing is, too, as a business owner, you have to know what you need as well. I couldn't tell her what I needed done if I halfway knew. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't just about marriage and would we have a rough day, but it was also I didn't know how to be a boss. Okay. I didn't know how to tell her what I needed in that area. But definitely having her there as an assistant has really helped a lot. She does all the emails. She does all the back and forth with the clients. It's straightforward. It's no emotion in it. I mean, she probably has emotion, but I'm saying there's no feelings as to, well, I'm going to charge this person different than this person, yada, 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 yada. And people, that was very hard for a lot of my clients, because a lot of my clients are friends, family. The new people, not so much, because they don't know, that it was just me before. But a lot of people had a hard time with that, not talking to me. People still call me. People still reach out to me. They're emailing me like, asking me questions about the email. I'm like, no, deal with her. So it was hard for me as well to tell my clients to go through the email system, go through the booking system. But I'm getting better.
That's just like if you walk in Chick-fil-A and just want to go straight to the back and want to give your money to the manager.
No.
It's like,
he back there working.
He working. He's like, no, go to the front, take your order, and wait.
Was somebody up there?
Did you need help? Did you need assistance?
Excuse me.
Security.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So people have been doing that. They've been coming straight to me. They inbox me on Instagram. They text me on the phone, call me. I'm like, did you not? So now I'm thinking she didn't do her part, or she didn't do her job. She was like, I emailed them. I talked to them. They just want to talk to you. I'm like, no, I'm going to send them back. I'm going to send them right back. If they want this photo shoot, they go through the proper steps. So it's all about business. Let's get this business right.
Let's get the business right. The business got to be right.
The business. Because the thing is, if I don't do it right, they're going to talk about me in the streets to another photographer or to their cousin. Don't book Padrion because he don't respond. I've heard that before. He don't respond fast enough. He don't do this. He don't do that. Well, now I got some help. We got receipts that she responded to you. What's the excuse now? It ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of rough days, a lot of rough moments, trying to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
To whoever has a business, don't do it alone. Get you some help. Get you some help, Nick.
Get you some help, Nick. You gonna watch this back when you edit it. Get you some help.
Even at the conference, they say get a virtual assistant if you need to invest in that, or in my case, my spouse. But somebody. You can't do everything. Your husband, your father. We have business. Like, it's too much. We got a full-time job. Like, it's a lot.
Do you still enjoy it?
I love photography. I love photography. Yeah, I do. I don't have a mind or to leave it. It's something I love to do. I love people's reactions, to their photos. Every client is different. I had a client one time. This photo shoot was $700. This was maybe 10 years ago. She didn't like her pictures at all. She said, burn them. Delete them, burn them. Don't you show anybody my pictures. I'm like, I was crushed. I didn't understand. She said she looked like a granny. And I realized, I was like, what that ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? I ain't do that. Her hair, she had her hair like in some curls or something. And to her, it just looked like an old lady.
So it wasn't necessarily you, per se. Or did she blame you?
It was kind of 50-50.
Oh, okay.
The hair, and she said the lens that I use, well, she didn't know it was a lens, but she looks like her head looked bigger than her feet, or like it looked like it was like a warped picture or something. And I don't know if I shot the picture like this or something I did. Oh, a couple of them, not all of them, she didn't like. And she ended up going to another photographer. She didn't ask for her money back. She just keep the money. I was grateful that I was able to keep the money, but I was also crushed. Like, she don't like her pictures. She hates them. Like, that was hard for me to take in. We haven't worked together since. We did a lot of photo shoots before that. So I'm like, I don't know what I did differently than any other time. But I really just took it as she didn't like her hair. Mm-hmm. And it was a long shoot. That was a long shoot. Not one picture.
What have you gotten out of photography for doing it for so long and meeting so many different people? What has it done for you outside of just obviously the business portion of it and getting profits and stuff like that? But why stay in it?
That's another ministry ground for me. A lot of times I'm ministering to my clients. A lot of times my clients don't even like pictures at all. So I'm able to show them a photo of themselves that they didn't even think existed. So the Lord has allowed me to change people's perspective.
Perception.
What is
perception?
Perception. I know the word. Perceptions of
prescription. Prescription. That medicine.
Perceptions of themselves, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
You don't understand, or you understand. I've had clients come in, couples. I can tell they're going through. In my posing, I'm like, y'all come together. Y'all give each other a kiss. Y'all hug right here. Ma'am, stand in front of him and do this or do that. And I can tell they're like, whether the guy didn't want to be there that day, whether they got into it before they got there, whether the woman was late from her hair appointment or he wanted to go to the football game, but I see all this when they come in. And whether it's from my music that I'm playing, whether it's from the posing that I'm doing, or if I feel led, I'll say something to them. How long have y'all been married? What's a fun moment in y'all's marriage that, I've asked questions like that and I've seen them calm down, or I've seen them, mellow out. So I've had a lot of moments like that, and I've prayed for my clients. We just have a good time. We have church.
And then you take up the offering. That'll be
yeah. Then the offer tray come out.
Right. You didn't pay the back end for the deposit, brother.
That is hilarious. That's
hey
true.
Man, hey, listen. Make sure you pay that extra $200 for the.
Thank you to you.
They get the extra $500.
Which one you gonna cash?
She said Venmo. They got it. And collect, but I need that though.
Lock the doors.
I said close the doors.
Lock the doors.
All right. Close the doors. Close the doors.
I said. But but I love it though.
Yeah.
If I could do it for free, I would. I can't.
Is that the goal?
I can't. No. Is what the goal? Did I just loud this podcast?
I think you did. So you said you'd do for free if you could. Obviously, which meaning if this wasn't something that. This is what I'm asking you.
Ooh.
Let's just say if you got to a point.
I'm saying some things.
Financially, you don't need to do nothing. Would you still do photography?
I think so.
And would you still?
I would give it away as a gift.
You would give it away?
I would definitely do that. To couples that can't afford photo shoots.
Got you.
Or to seniors that can't afford senior pictures.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be even more of a ministry. Yeah, if I could.
If you could.
Yeah. But I got 2 10-year-olds and a 7-year-old and a wife and bills that keep coming, amen, from the north, south, east, and west.
East and west. From the north gate, the south gate.
Bro, but if the Lord tells me, to do it, I would. Not saying, well,
Hold on.
Lord,
Lord said, well, you just said it now.
I'm saying one time, once a year or something,
Yeah.
Lord. Have an idea to give away a shoot a year. I would do something like that. Let me shut up because I'm out of line. I'm sorry. Wow, yeah. Not free. Okay. Not free. Bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, listen. But yeah, it's so good to just have that heart of charity. Because I think in business, that gets overlooked. That you're servicing at the end of the day. You're not just making money. It's a service. And you want to do a good job. Now, if I can make money doing it, that's even better. But what's the point of making money and you have a bad reputation? But you had mentioned something. You're talking about voices in your head. You hear certain things, or what are you talking about?
That sounds spooky.
Hey, sometimes it is spooky. Let's call it what it is. What kind of voices? What are we talking about?
Even sitting here on this podcast, I'm fighting voices of like, you're not saying enough. There's no like punching statements. You want to look a certain way in front of the audience. You want to be a certain way. And that's what I've fought with my whole life. But even now I'm speaking to those voices saying, be quiet, shut up. I'm being exactly who I need to be. I'm Padrion Scott Sr. And I'm not missing nothing. Nothing's missing in me. Nothing's broken in me. And what I'm saying is enough. I am enough. You know what I'm saying? We have to speak to those thoughts that rise up against us or come to our minds a lot of times. That's why we end up being depressed. That's why we end up being, having anxiety, because we don't speak to those things that come to our mind. We got to speak against it. Shut it down. Cast it out. Cast it down so they won't stay there. Yeah. I had to, even now, sitting here, I had to do that. Yeah, because I'm everything that God wants me to be. There's nothing missing in me. I have everything I've told myself this many times. I have everything I need to succeed. I'm not trying to rhyme. I'm serious. I have everything that I need.
Come on, Dr. Seuss. Oh, excuse me, Pastor Seuss.
I have everything that I need to succeed in my life. Yeah.
And then the voice is going to say, but look at your life. Did you just say you got bills come from everywhere and you get Hey. You know what's crazy? We were talking about this.
God will provide.
He will provide. We were just talking about how sometimes it's so automatic. It's amazing how a pessimistic voice can come in automatic. You don't even have to fight it, but you have to try to think positive.
That's backwards.
And I realized that that may not be everyone's reality, but I know that I've dealt with that. And one thing I've realized is that I need to take the time and really think about what I think about, what I let, like you said, what I let sit there.
What things are you thinking?
What am I thinking? Like, how do I really see myself? How do I really see the world, my opportunities, my skill set, my life?
Do we believe the God we say we serve? Do we read his word enough to know what he says about our lives?
Yeah.
We don't live that way. A lot of times we don't. It depends on the situation or, circumstances. But
it goes back to the point of having that audacity. Because
I
now,
like that.
because now you have to worry about not being embarrassed for falling back, but you may be fighting the embarrassment of stepping out and you're the only one and everybody's looking at you. And now it's just like, I'm just like a walking opportunity for somebody to say, yeah, but you didn't do this or you didn't do that, And if you think about it, you're going to choose one anyway. You're going to have the audacity to not do it. You may have the audacity to fall back or the audacity to step forward. And so we're making a decision, even though we may think that we're not. We're deciding one every waking moment of life.
Every day.
We're picking one. And so it may as well be the one that's going to work out for you anyway.
The right one.
The right one.
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm even going to stop saying that.
Audacity. You got to have the audacity.
I'm not
because you don't look nervous.
I'm not nervous, and God's going to give me strategies. God's going to give me ideas. And the thing is, it's to help someone. That's what my life is. I want to be someone, or continue to be someone that encourages people, that shows people that they can make it too, or that God has a purpose for you too. And that's my biggest thing in my life. I wrote a song years ago called You'll Be Okay. And it was released in 2016, December 31st, 2016. And to this day, I still get people calling me about that song. They send me videos about the song, of them singing the song. So that's going to be my life story. That's going to be my life statement. You'll be okay. And the song is for me as well. You know, a part of the song, it says, take it from me. You know, like, I know it hurts. I feel your pain. But time will bring about a change. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. So I'm excited about what's to come with that as well. I got some new things that I'm thinking about doing this year with that same song.
That's good, because we need it. Padrion, what has God done for you, Padrion?
God has smiled on me.
Come on.
He has set me free. No, for real. I'm kidding, not kidding, but God has given me a hope in the future. Starting out with my life, it was very hard. You know, I wanted my dad around. My dad was in jail. Pretty much been in jail my whole life. And I felt like I wasn't worthy enough because I didn't have my father. And I was angry with my father for many, many years. And God has allowed me to forgive my dad. The relationship that I wanted from him or with him, I've been able to obtain. And to this day, that's one of my favorite people in the world. And I'm literally taking care of a man that didn't take care of me. So when you ask me what God did for me, God showed me what real forgiveness is. God showed me what real love is, you know? And people to this day, they're like, how can you forgive him? I love my dad as if he was there for me every day of my life. Like he took me in at night. Like he woke me up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Wash my face, help me brush my, like, I don't have those memories. Not one. But God has done really a lot, you know, for me. I can't even explain it all. I can't even. He's just amazing. He continues to show himself to me. Like, no matter what man said to me that I couldn't do, God always had a plan. God always showed me the plan. Even if I didn't go down that path the right way the first time, his love for me would always get me back on track or get me right where I needed to go. Nick, that's a really good question.
And that was a great answer.
I feel like I was like all over the place, but God is literally everything to me for real. And I love him for loving me. My mom always told me that God was my father. You know, God is your father. And I didn't really understand that as a kid. I wanted my daddy. But God fathered me my whole life. Yeah, everything I needed to learn, everything I needed to know, he made sure I learned it.
The reason why I asked that is because sometimes us as believers, or people who don't believe, but more specifically for people who call themselves believers of Christ, we can get so caught up in everything else, and we can feel depleted, and we can feel just so, I guess, empty. We can feel so just drawn out and wrung out. And I think it's good to kind of have that point to say, you know what, despite whatever it is I may be feeling, I have felt, I have to remember that he's never left me. And he's done so much and is doing so much. That's on my eye. Even now, you know, and that's really refreshing to hear. Even that you had an answer, because some people can't answer that.
I almost struggled a little bit, but I had to have an answer. I'm like, you've been too much for me not to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I wasn't trying to be churchy. I wasn't trying to be extra, but he was my only resort. Not my last resort, my only resort. Like, in many situations, you know. I didn't know if I would go this route today, but just say from a child being molested from the youngest age I can remember. When you asked me earlier, what's your earliest memory? My brain just kind of, because a lot of my earliest memories was being, my innocence being taken away. So I never had that question asked. But I know that's one of my earliest memories. But through everything that I've went through in my life, being called names, believing the names, living some of the names, God still put people in my life to show me what deliverance was, to show me what true deliverance was. People, awesome men and women of God around the world, God has put me in their path to where they can show me and love on me. And I was in the right arms. I was being touched the right way. Hands laid or prayed for. Like, that's what God did for me. He literally showed me what deliverance looked like. He literally showed me that you can be one way, but change and be another way. God gave me a wife. He gave me children. He literally changed my life. You know what I'm saying? He's continually changing my life. You know, there are a lot of things that people may know about me, or there are a lot of things that people may have heard about me in my days of sin or in my worldly days that they say. But what I want people to know, if you never hear from me again, I want people to know that I'm an overcomer. And I overcome every day. Every day I make a choice to do right. Every day I make a choice to stay free. Every day I make a choice to love my wife. Every day I make a choice to love my children. It's a choice. I haven't done everything right. I've messed up. Every time I get onto my children, I told you to stop doing that, or don't do that again, or don't say that. Don't. I hear the Lord speaking to me. What about when you did it? So he's showing me grace, even for my children, because he's shown me buckets of grace, buckets of mercy for me as well. And he loved me through whatever. That's my son. I already knew he was going to do that, but all I want him to do is just repent, say sorry, get back on the road. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful, Nick. I have no complaints. I have no faults in him. I have no complaints. And I'm excited about all that God has. I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade this life. Out of all the abuse, out of all the things that I've been through, mental abuse, sexual abuse, I wouldn't trade my life. And God has used that, the things I've been through, for me to help so many other people. It could have been drugs. It could have been drinking. I could have been an alcoholic. I could have been a drug addict. I could have been a crackhead. I don't know. And even when I was going through really, really bad, I used to think, why did you pick drugs? Why did you pick alcohol? I used to want something else. But God has used my life as a testimony. God has used my life as a witness to someone else. There are so many people that I talk to on a daily basis that I would never tell in public. But I went through what I went through for other people. God knew he could trust me to live for him and to let it go. You know what I'm saying? It's a daily choice. It's a daily choice. But I choose life. I choose freedom. That's it. I'm good.
We ran the race.
Oh, God.
We kept the fight.
I love that song.
We shed our blood.
Yeah.
We shed our blood.
For what was right.
For what was right.
What we do?
We carried our cross.
The what?
Praise dancer. Here you go. Through storm and rain.
Yes, sir. We are conqueror.
Yes, sir.
We are conquerors.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen. I think that's a good place to wrap it up, man. That was good.
Bro, thank you for having me.
Hey, what? I have a list. I'll let y'all know something. I have a list of people that I said, okay, when I do this, these people have got to be on it. And so I'm going through my list. And I'm choosing people that are within my inner circle in regards to, because I say inner circle, but different circles have different inners and whatever. But what I mean by that is I'm close to people in different ways. You know what I mean? And everyone that I may bring on may not necessarily all know each other, but they all mean something to me individually. And I can say to you, man, you mean a lot to me. I'm glad you came out.
Wow.
I really do appreciate you.
Glad to be here.
Everything, even how we met. We didn't talk about that.
I was wondering if we were going to do that. Just a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to just say it like this. I met Padrion before in passing.
Yeah.
Through my wife. But we didn't really just meet. He was like, hey, what's up? I'm Nick Padrion,
Wait,
whatever.
she wasn't your wife?
She wasn't my wife at the time. And the day that I would say I officially met you was a day where I was emotionally punched,
Yeah.
gut punched.
Oh, yeah.
You have this thing where you tend to show up for people in those moments. I've noticed that about you. When there's like a big moment like that in somebody's life,
Wow.
have you noticed that? You tend to be around to kind of catch something a little bit.
I don't know how. It's God.
You definitely called me. And I remember this was basically dealing with some things that I was dealing with some individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember after all that happened, you had just met me and you had just gotten married.
The day before.
The day before, you had just gotten married. And we went to J. Alexander's.
Wait. I had to ask my new wife.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't been married 24 hours.
That's right.
I said, Tasha, this young man, this guy is going through some things. Do you mind if he goes with us? That was our first married meal.
I didn't know that.
That was our first meal married. I said, Tasha, please.
We should take a picture. I said, I need to be in the book then.
I said, Tasha, please, can Nick go?
You didn't even know me.
I remember you left the building where we were, and I saw how distressed you were. I saw how just broken you looked. And I was like, I got to help him. And I got your number from, I think, Tori.
I had to.
I didn't have your number.
Yeah.
I think I called you or she called you or something. I was like, meet me at the front of the building. I said, look, we better go get some food. Go with us. I did not want to see you leave that building by yourself.
And that's
broke my heart.
And that's who Padrion is. He's that guy. He's the guy that won't let you leave that building like that. He won't let you leave that situation like that.
I didn't even know you. And the thing is, I had to ask my new wife if you could go to dinner with us.
And she didn't mind. She obliged.
She said, yes, that's fine.
Thank you, Latasha Scott, for that.
And that was literally...
And I think I vented for like an hour.
We were there. I was all ears. And...
Folks bringing spinach dips and cheesecakes. And then... No, I'm good. Give me some water. And then after that, they going to come back and say, yeah, one with us.
Yeah.
They came back and said...
Exactly.
60 minutes. I think it was about 2 hours.
That day was the breakthrough of this friendship, or the start for real,
It was.
of this brotherhood.
It was.
And there was many moments after that, but that was one of the main moments I would never forget.
And it's if you thinking back, it's actually pretty strange. Cause I didn't seem to have any care about telling you all the business either. I didn't know you. I knew that my wife knew you. I just went on ahead in. I think I went on her too.
Yeah.
But you know,
It was a God connection, bro.
it was. And you know what? I look back on those events. I look back on that moment.
Wow.
And even though it was very emotionally challenging, one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through on my own, I would say. I say on my own, not to say that I was, of course, God didn't leave me in it, abandoned, but I felt like it was one of those things where I had to work out. You know, you go to the gym, you got to lift and weights yourself. I can't get buff for you. You know what I mean? I felt like that was, and you were one of my spotters. You know, you had the people that's behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it? You good? You know, and I thank you for that. I thank you for that. And I thank you for
Pleasure.
always being that person for me.
Wow.
One of those people. And
I was there for a reason.
you were.
Because I almost didn't even come. Because it's like, we just got married, so what are we going to do? But I knew, I was like, well, are we going to go to this event? You know, I think it'd be cool for us. You know, can I have some fun? And,
Yeah.
But at the end of it, that situation happened, and
And they're saying that,
glad we were there.
I'm saying me and Padrion met under very strange circumstances. And we skipped all the, you know, the little, hey, how you doing? What's up? Da, da, da. We went straight into,
No,
this is what's going on. What's your name again? Oh, good to see you again, man. Can you believe?
I'm a big bro.
And we and that was the start of the relationship. And I never felt like, I always felt that anything that I told him would be between us.
Oh, yeah.
I always felt that my emotions were safe with him.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully you feel the same way.
Yes, sir.
But I'm saying all that to say, the reason why he's here, was that 10 years ago?
Almost.
10 years later, decade later, the fact that we're still here, I think it just speaks to just the growth from all of us. And just
Come a long way.
a long way. And the people that God has placed in my life to just keep me going,
Yeah.
keep me pushing, keep me moving,
Same here.
keep me different ways. And I appreciate who you are.
Wow.
I appreciate what you've done, not only for me, but for a lot of people. You've helped a lot of people, Padrion, a whole lot. I know a lot of people going to see this. They're going to say, man, dang, he did the same thing for me. He did that for you too? It was 3 o'clock in the morning, Padrion. He came over my house. And, you know, I've heard the stories, you know. And so I'm really grateful for your heart. I'm thankful for your patience and just a willingness. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm working on that for me. Sometimes, because see, sometimes I'm the guy. I'd rather stay out the way because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. One thing about you, you have the audacity and the boldness to step in and say, wait a minute, something's wrong.
Wow.
And I appreciate that about you.
To God be the glory. You're welcome. I would do it all over again. I would do it over again. I would. And I'm grateful for the friendship, the brotherhood that was birthed that day. And I can sit here and say the same thing about you. There were moments, even after that, where I felt like I couldn't make it. There was a moment 8-9 years ago where I thought the situation I was dealing with, I didn't even want to live anymore. And I called you, Nick, go check on my family. Please go check on my children, my wife. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. You showed up for me as well. You were at my house with my family. When I was going through a moment, I felt like I couldn't make it. I couldn't even take life anymore. And you showed up for me. So it's not just me. It's a two-way street. it was many days that you showed up. This is before you had children. You know, I think you would do it even with children, but I'm saying that's real brotherhood to me. We're not covering each other's wrongs. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can tell me like it is if need be, and you have, and vice versa. Bro, you tripping. Don't do that, bro. Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't think that, and vice versa. So I wouldn't trade this brotherhood. I wouldn't trade this friendship for anything. I'm excited about the future. I'm proud of your family. I'm proud of you. I've always thought you were a stand-up guy. Like, I've seen you stand up to so many people. I've seen you stand up to so many situations where you could have snapped out completely. You held your peace. You know, you were cool about it. You know, you probably snapped out a little bit on the side with me. But when it was time to show up in front of everybody else, you kept your composure. So that's amazing. And if anybody sees this and they may be going through some things, I hope they have a friend like you.
Oh, that was sweet, Padrion. that was sweet.
I hope they have a Nick to call.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got this mellow tone. You were talking about me earlier, my mellow tone. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get this mellow tone. You're talking somebody out of anything. They're like, you're like, come on, man, don't do that. They're like, they just throw the gun down. You have that anointing. But no, keep being you. I'm excited about this podcast. I can't wait to see it blow up bigger and bigger, more than you can ever imagine. You know, I pray that it goes to the nations. Like somebody in Ghana, somebody in Nigeria, like is going to see this and be converted, you know, or be delivered. Something's going to happen. Even if they got to just laugh, you're gonna reach a lot of people. So I'm excited for the ride. I'm excited to watch, see what happens. And thanks again. I love you, bro.
Man. Love you too, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Hey, man, we thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. P. Scott Photography. Where can they find your work, man? If somebody want to get a shoot, how can they get in contact with you? Where can they follow you? All of that.
So you can look me up on Facebook and Instagram under P. Scott Photography. P. Scott Photography. I'm actually currently working on my website. It'll be done in the next couple of days. I really just got to hit submit or publish. It's where I'm at right now. But right now, P. Scott Photography on either of those. Or put my name in. You'll find me on Google somewhere. You'll find me somewhere. And
let me tell you something. You know, let me say this too. There are a lot of people these days who say that they're photographers, they're videographers.
Oh, man. Let me
tell you something about Padrion Scott. This man is a true professional.
Oh gosh, I'm working
celebrities. His name is out there. You just heard him say first 6 months of school he has CC Winans album cover. No, everybody don't get that.
That is hilarious.
Everybody don't get that.
It's God.
And this was 10 years ago he was doing that. And so he's done so many acts, so many professional images, editorials, whatever you need, he's the guy for that. And if you're not booking with P. Scott Photography, then I would presume that you are making a mistake. You need to go with this guy.
And if I'm busy that day,
and if you're busy,
call Nick.
Please give me a call. If he's busy, I was waiting on him. I said, he ain't gonna say nothing.
He would take good care of you. And he does videos, so it's like you do a little bit more.
Well, you know, I do a little different.
You cover it all.
I do a little bit. I can cover it all if I need to. But no, man, I appreciate you coming in, man. This was good.
This is dope.
This was great. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
Peace.
Go ahead and pick yourself up.
You'll be okay. You will. iTunes right now. Go look for it.
iTunes is out? Oh, yeah. Duh. You'll be okay. Go get that. See, if you know, you know. Some of y'all already know that. But I like that song, man. You mentioned you're just going to do some things with that, man.
I want to re-release it this year.
Re-release that.
All right.
You'll be okay.
All right.
Peace out, y'all. You'll be all right. Hey, man, that was good. You're gonna make it. Best face in life.
I take a picture.
I know it gets tough. Then say, it won't be.
It will get hard.
It will get. It will get hard.
Take it from me.
Take it from me.
God knows.
God knows, baby.
Yeah, put that.